Hello and welcome to Trendz on this Saturday afternoon. Thank you so very much. That was Unashi singing us in. She's showing us, yeah? She's back with a brand new album showing us that she is every single way brave, true and strong. I will chat with her in a little while. But yeah, welcome to the show. This is Trendz, of course, on the SABC News channel. My name is Rifil Wemwilwa. On Twitter, we are at Trendz on SABC. So chat with us, tweet us, let us know what's happening in the world of showbiz in your part of the world. And our first story for the day, the city of Durban, in partnership with Time Incorporation, had the second annual Essence Festival again in the city of Durban. KZN-born actress Nomzamo Mbatha was the face of the Inspirational Week under the theme Firing Africa with Inspiration. The lineup of the festival included SA's rap star Nasty C, Mikasa, and American songstress Jill Scott, amongst so many others. It ended up with a spectacular night of praise and worship with Bishop T.D. Jakes and joyous celebration. And yeah, this is the highlights package. Take a look.
KwaZulu-Natal was no short of amazing last week. We were out there for the second annual Durban Essence Festival. The ICC was packed with a lot of iconic elements that the original Essence Festival in New Orleans has. The segments had powerful talks on 3 stages, unpacking business, property and empowerment topics for the youth and many more. We attended a panel discussion about the economic viability of fashion.
I think the idea of the business of fashion is a very important idea because once there's a lot of interest in fashion, it's important to be able to drive the fact that it needs to be, you know, an economic, viably beautiful idea. So it's not just about creation of fashion, but there must be a business behind that. And so this session was really about making sure that young designers understand that before everything else, it's how do we ensure that we build viable businesses that are in fashion versus just doing garments and being creative. And then the marriage of the two is actually very important. So we covered a number of different themes, obviously very short, but around making sure that people know what their target audiences are. Why are they creating that? What is the purpose? What is the segments that they're working within? And how do they create businesses within that fashion space that are viable? And that was really quite key for the session.
It went very well. This is my first experience of the Essence Festival, and I think that it has a very important dialogue to address to the youth that are hungry for the opportunities, some of the opportunities that we have already explored as established designers. And of course, happy to share insight because we were once in that position where we aspired to be in the positions that we are today.
A highlight of every Essence Festival is the All-Star Music Concert. This year, it featured American Grammy Award-winning songstress Jill Scott, who serenaded us to an electric live set of her best hits. The local lineup had the likes of Nasty C, Babes Odumo and Mikasa.
If you're looking at the lineup that they have a year ago and now, it's a bit of a combination with bringing together different cultures, different around the world and stuff. So yeah, man, I think this time it's one of those nice and sexy, crazy crowd. Yeah. Mikasa, for the past 5 years, we've been spreading one thing, which is love, and bringing everyone together through our music, So this is one of the greatest platforms to actually continue doing that, And we thank the guys that brought us here to the Essence and believed in us that we can still continue and push one thing, love, unity, especially us as Africans.
The Essence Festival has to end on a powerful note, and who better to close off the festival than the most inspirational personality in praise and worship than American Bishop T.D. Jakes. He shared the stage with our very own Joyous Celebration, who gave us an uplifting performance for the soul ahead of his empowering sermon.
We had a great time in his presence. We experienced something I can't even explain.
We were very empowered by T.D. Jakes. Everything that he was saying there, it was empowering us. Like I can quote, he even talk about the wings of an eagle. Says like we have to get a wings, we have to have a wings like an eagle, so that we can overcome every obstacles in life that we face, even if we are on a business side, even at general life.
All I know is that I've got wings to fly. I'm just going to fly.
The festival is good as such, and spiritually it's so uplifting, and also T.D. Jakes was the best, Joyous was the best, so we really enjoyed ourselves.
I was so glad. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm hoping that it will be so huge than this year. But this was my first time attending this Essence, so I was so blessed.
Hello everybody, you're watching SABC Trendz. Keep it locked.
Yo, what up everyone? We are Mikasa and you're watching SABC Trendz.
Thank you so very much. My gosh, there was so much. There is so much happening, whether you're in Johannesburg, KZN, Cape Town. I mean, it's just a whole lot in entertainment. So Miss Earth 2017 has recently been appointed, and this past week she showcased 2 of the beautiful gowns that she'll be taking along with her as she jets off to Asia to compete in Miss Earth International for 2017. Trendz attended the farewell breakfast, and this is what went down.
The Rosa at Monte Casino's Palazzo played host to a morning of soiree as we bid farewell to the newly appointed Miss Earth 2017, Irene Mutsuris. Mutsuris is heading to the Philippines to represent South Africa at the Miss Earth International competition, where she will go head-to-head with delegates from across the globe. Mutsuris is fresh out of the competition, having been appointed a mere 3 weeks ago. She has a great task ahead of her.
I don't have any game plan. I do know that I want to try my best and do my best while I'm there. But at the same time, my advocacy is to green minds and to touch lives. And that's what I've been doing throughout the entire year through our Waste Stops With Me campaign with Pick It Up and Clean It Joburg. And Sokosan has also been there to support and help. So that campaign itself is incredible. We go into schools, we teach learners about waste and waste management and how important it is and the big difference that they can make just by doing little actions in everyday life. So that campaign itself is something that I'd love to spread to delegates while I'm there and try to get them to implement it into their countries as well, because I think, can you imagine if not only South Africa is doing this, but across the entire world, what a massive impact we'll make on our environment. So I would just like to spread that word and get more people on board with our campaign.
The Miss Earth South Africa program has come a long way in the 14 years since its inception. It aims to empower young South African women with the knowledge and platforms to create a sustainable difference in our plight to combat the destruction of our natural heritage. The program helps to create an awareness of sustainable development and ultimately preserve the Mother Earth.
The Miss Earth South Africa program is a 6-month program that we empower young women to be involved in environmental issues as well as social issues. We believe that social and environmental issues go hand in hand. This program has been running for 14 years and we're very proud to say that we not only create empowerment opportunities for young women, but we develop them into environmental ambassadors. They go out and they're role models to young children. The whole process of the Miss Earth South Africa starts at the beginning of the year, where they apply into the program, and some of them have an environmental background, some of them have studied environmental studies. Some of them not. Some of them are fresh, they just love animals, or they want to be involved with tree planting, or they just want to be involved in their community. We take them on, develop them and grow them as environmental ambassadors.
Sokosan is the home of Miss Earth, as they have partnered with the program for over 6 years. They believe it is a great collaboration which enables them to serve their social responsibility and make a difference in South African communities.
Sokosan has been partnering with the Miss Earth South Africa for about 6 years now. The partnership actually is situated within our environmental responsibility space as a corporate, which is part of our citizenship, our corporate citizenship commitment. So the partnership actually assists us in being a good corporate citizen. And what we do is, because our two organizations are very in synergy or in sync with each other from a point of view of the kinds of things that are important to us: waste management, conservation of our natural resources, things like water. We've got critical water shortages in, for example, the Western Cape, and Miss Earth South Africa, the organization, assists us to sort of spread the message of environmental responsibility to our various stakeholders, as well as to communities, to our staff members. So it's a very nice, cohesive sort of partnership.
Should Mitsuris take the title of Miss Earth International, she will reside in the Philippines for the year to come, working on various projects.
There's a lot of different things that Irini will be doing in the Philippines that are not necessarily things that she's done here. When we speak about environmental challenges and solutions, we have our own set of solutions and challenges. Every other country has got their own. So she's going to be going and engaging in different projects, initiatives there in the Philippines, but also speaking to young women about what are the challenges and things that they face in their country.
We wish our Miss Earth an amazing journey abroad. We are rooting for you.
Nice one. And so October, as we know, is International Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Trendz would like to take a moment to highlight the awareness campaigns and events that focus on spreading the message of this illness. And so according to Cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer among South African women. However, a diagnosis does not have to be a death sentence as long as it is detected early. So awareness campaigns and events run by Avon Justine Itemba Walkathon. They've they've been spreading this message for, geez, like over 12 years now. This is their 12th year, actually. You know, giving participants loads of activities to enjoy on the day while still being cognizant of the fact that, you know, cancer is real, but you can do something about it. So this year's Ithemba Walkathon happens on the 22nd of this month, and a week later, philanthropist and the ever-gorgeous Edith Venter will host her 3rd annual Cell C Playing for Pink Ladies Polo at the Inanda Club in Sandton, and the initiative seeks to raise funds for research, for Reach for Recovery in support of breast cancer awareness. I have ladies here in studio representing the polo, and Antoinette, welcome. You're representing Ithemba Walkathon. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you.
Yes, Edith, let me start with you. I mean, you were here 12 months ago, a year ago. You know, we're talking, yes, here we go again, you know, looking as lovely as ever. And it's another year. Tell us about last year. Did you reach the target you had set for yourselves as well?
Yes, we did. We doubled what we gave to Reach for Recovery from the very first year that we did it. So we were very, very thrilled. The participation grew as well. And we're finding a wonderful uptake this year. So I think this year's going to be the best ever.
Okay.
And hopefully we can double what we did last year for Reach for
3
Recovery.
years in, Ithemba Walkathon are going for 12 years.
I know.
So
we've got a long haul.
I know, right? You're still a toddler. You're still a toddler.
And still a baby.
And Antoinette,
we're still a baby.
Yeah, now you are in the teen years. So welcome to Trendz, Antoinette. And tell us, you know, just about the Ithemba Walkathon for people who don't know about it, for people who, you know, maybe need more information. What is it ultimately, and when is it happening, and what can people do to be a part of it?
Thank you so much for having me. Like you said earlier, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and breast cancer is very common. And in fact, it is the most common, it has been commonly diagnosed, you know, amongst women. And the Ithemba Walkathon is an Avon Justine family-orientated event that takes place on the last Sunday of every October, and this is the 12th year.
Yeah.
We're very excited. Last year we have over 29,000 crusading against breast cancer.
Wow.
And this year we're looking at 35,000
fantastic
walkers. So all participants can pre-register on www.ithembawalkathon.co.za.
Yeah.
Or they can complete a manual entry form which can be handed at any of our sports vendor stores across Gauteng.
Yeah, you know, the great thing about, you know, both of these campaigns and initiatives is that the strongest of the women are the ones who are cancer survivors.
Yes.
You know, when it comes to, you look at someone and you look at them and they're all looking great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, my gosh, the emotional, the physical, the medical turmoil this person has had to live through.
Yeah. But exactly what you said, it's early detection and just being aware of your body. And I think that's what's so important. And in fact, the Reach for Recovery ladies, they're all volunteers and they've all had breast cancer.
Great.
So when you look at them, they're such a dynamic group of women.
Yeah.
And they do incredible things.
All right. But here we are having both of these events in Johannesburg, in the northern suburbs. You know, what happens to somebody living out in the rural areas, somebody who might not have the language for cancer, somebody who might not know about, you know, breast examinations and such?
You know, the most important thing is you don't have to have a family member who has been affected. This is an international thing, you know. Let's come together and unite and crusade against breast cancer.
Yeah.
You don't have to be affected yourself, or you don't have to know someone who has been affected.
But does the Ithemba team, you know, have outreach programs that go out into, you know, disadvantaged areas to do education campaigns and tell them that, listen, as long as you detect it early, you know, you really don't have to die?
Absolutely. We're working with Wings of Hope, our NGO partners. We work with the Cancer of South Africa. We're also working with, sorry, I forgot the NGO's name. But we do go out there and we try and spread as much awareness as we can to promote early detection saves lives.
And what Reach for Recovery volunteers and the ladies do is they go to underprivileged areas and to government hospitals. So a woman who has just been newly diagnosed, has been told she's got to go through a mastectomy, they go and literally, figuratively and and relatively hold their hands right through the process, because they've been there.
Tough. It's tough,
and they've been there.
And
the hope that the woman gets when they see this very strong woman, as you said, looking very healthy and very fine and giving her advice, gives her hope. And then when she's gone through the process, their Ditto project, which is quite incredible, and the money that's raised from Playing for Pink goes towards that, is that the woman is given a prosthesis, she gets fitted with a bra, and she gets balance, she gets the balance back, she gets the dignity, and she gets the hope. And the smiles on the women's faces are just incredible.
It's such a difficult thing, though, because I think more and more nowadays, you have, some women who say, my breasts don't define me as a woman. I'm okay, even if I've had a double mastectomy. And then others, it is such a big thing.
It's a big thing.
So when you encounter those kind of dynamics, like what happens, or what have you seen, and what do you say? Can you even relate? Because, if you've never gone through it, and you've never had to be without your breasts, it's a very different thing.
It's very hard to give advice, and that's why the Reach Recovery women are just so incredible with the work that they do.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, ladies, so Playing for Pink, I like this. It's a toast to breast cancer patients and survivors. A toast.
It
Very
is.
befitting. They must look lovely and gorgeous and come out.
And we have an ambassador for the day. We have a survivor for the day. And we spoil her. We make her just feel like a queen for the day.
Fantastic.
And that's one of the highlights. But around Playing for Pink, there's just so much more. It's great, a great high tea this year. Mafiki Zolo is going to be entertaining us.
Entertainment factor on the up and up.
And in Vintage, and Tlantla is going to have a fashion there.
Show.
And there's going to be amazing pop-up stores. So there's retail therapy, there's pampering stations.
Something for everyone.
There is absolutely a fabulous day. And I always say to people, it's fine to enjoy yourself, to have a good time, to indulge. And if it's got a heart behind it, it makes it that much better.
All the better. Ladies, thank you so very much for all the work that you do.
Well, we can't do it without you too, and thank you. And I hope to see you there.
Thank you.
I also
22nd, 28th of October, the polo, and
the
22nd. Okay, we'll talk during the ad break. We have to go to a break. Please come back after this. Welcome back. You're watching Trends. So a decade after Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth brought climate change into the heart of popular culture, comes the follow-up that shows just how close we are to a real energy revolution. Now, the film addresses the progress made to tackle the problem and Gore's global efforts to persuade governmental leaders to invest in renewable energy, culminating in the landmark signing of 2016's Paris Agreement. Take a look.
It's supposed to be 70 degrees today. It's freezing here. Speaking of global warming, we need some global warming. It's freezing.
The way you know global warming is real is if the hottest year ever is the year you're currently in. 14 of the 15 hottest years ever measured have been since 2001. The hottest of all was 2016. In April of this year, the temperature over Greenland was much higher than normal. An engineer on one of the helicopters took a video during this temperature spike. Those are parts of the glacier just exploding with the high temperatures.
So you see the line on the ridge here?
Yes.
That gray line is where the ice surface was back in the 80s, not so long ago.
Not long ago at all.
It's amazing to think that just 30 years ago, where we are right now, it was all covered by the big ice sheet.
I think a lot of us are a bit shell-shocked by some of the changes. It's a little bit hard to believe.
We have 20 automatic weather stations measuring the climate. Swisscamp is just one of them. This is the cumulative height change of melt.
I see.
Since 2000 to now, we lost 12 meters of ice at that elevation.
Wow.
That was our former station, level with the surface, very deep pillars. We came back next season. That's where we are now.
The most criticized scene in the movie An Inconvenient Truth was showing that the combination of sea level rise and storm surge would flood the 9/11 memorial site. And people said, what a terrible exaggeration.
Hurricane Sandy slammed into New York City last night, flooding the World Trade Center site.
Storms get stronger and more destructive. Watch the water splash off the city. This is global warming.
I felt so scared, sorry.
Despair can be paralyzing, but this to me is the most exciting new development. We're seeing a tremendous amount of positive change. The basis is there, but it's still not enough.
It's crunch time at the climate change conference in Paris.
Still some really tough negotiations going on.
What would it take to shift to renewables? I'm talking about breaking the impasse. Virtually every nation in the entire world agreed to get to zero greenhouse emissions. It is unprecedented.
It's time to put America first. That includes a promise to cancel billions in climate change spending. Our plan will end the EPA.
The next generation would be justified in looking back at us and asking, what were you thinking? Couldn't you hear what the scientists were saying? Couldn't you hear what Mother Nature was screaming at you? This movement is in the tradition of every great movement that has advanced humankind.
We're not going to recognize it. We don't want to discuss it.
It is right to save humanity. It is wrong to pollute this earth. It is right to give hope to the future generation. Don't let anybody tell you that we're going to get on rocket ships and live on Mars. This is our home.
Wow, wow, wow. Looks like definitely a film to go and watch. And so you heard her when the show started. Yeah, the single and the lady is here. She is brave, true and strong. This is the premise to a 10-track album that defines the type of woman who faces daily challenges and always comes out victorious. 4 years it's been since Unathi Msengana released her last project, and her new release is a lyrical journey in incredible honesty and rawness, illustrating the time, space and place that her life has morphed itself into during this period she's in right now. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic.
Hello, gorgeous.
I know, right? Like you are here and you are this woman who is slaying every which way.
We try though, don't we?
No, not trying. Trying means you might have room to fail. You do it.
Thank you.
And you are doing it well.
Thank you.
So congratulations on this project that is doing incredibly well.
It really is. Thank you.
My gosh, I saw you were sold out in a few places and all.
We were sold out in under 2 weeks. And yesterday I officially got the call to say we're restocking this weekend, all stores. People have been complaining in Mthatha, Port Elizabeth, Johannesburg, all places. So we had to restock very quickly. So by Monday, all the stores will re-have the CD so that we can get it. Amazing.
So people have been waiting for you.
They have.
You've been judging others, but we also want to know what you are up to and what... I have to bring that in.
The contrast, right? The irony, the irony.
And I mean, people I'm sure have asked you this, but doesn't that fill you with a bigger sense of, oh my gosh, you know, especially for the fact that you're on the other side and then you put yourself out as well and be like, I am an artist, I've always been, ever since, you know, even before this competition.
That's what makes the judging process so emotional for me, you know, and I think that's why I do get so compassionate, that's why I do cry so much, because I know...
You do, Unathi.
I do. You're like, you do, Unathi, you do. Because I know how it feels to seek that validation, to want to do your best, to receive the constant rejection. So I can't be a part of that kind of energy. So I think that's why it does affect me so much on the judging panel. But also in terms of creativity, I have to put out my best so that I can stand for it. Whether it's your best, you know, I have to accept that and accept that maybe a lot of the times it may not be, but at least I know that I'm standing for the best I could have ever done myself personally as a woman and as a musician.
Fantastic. So here's this album. And you are, I mean, telling us and telling the world there is nothing, as we all know, as amazing as the strength of a woman. You know, we live through a lot, we go through a lot. We're parents, we're career women, we're chasing everything.
We're sisters, we're friends, we're daughters.
You know, and there's no playing small isn't necessary, you know. So what have you learned in all these years? And I mean, you've also had experiences with being on the receiving end of a lot of backlash for a whole lot of different things. And you know, South Africa Africans and Twitter trolls are just a separate breed on their own.
Forgive them. We forgive them.
Yeah, and you move on, but you know, that also shows the strength of character that you have, because you take it, you know, just on your shoulder and you say, oh well, I'm going to keep looking forward and I'm going to do me.
Thank you. I think for me, one of my greatest lessons is people's expectations or definitions of me is a distraction, you know, and it's okay, it's forgivable, because they're looking at you from the outside, but it doesn't define you, and it cannot limit you in terms of the purpose you need to fulfill and the reasons why I think, you know, we were put on this earth. And that's been my greatest lesson. I've achieved so much more than I ever would have dreamed to achieve, and I think had I listened to the naysayers or the empty hate from the trolls, I wouldn't be sitting on this couch with you today, honestly and truly. And I think that's what it is. Believe in the voice inside you. Believe in that passion. You know, believe in that warmth that pushes us. That no, but there's more out there. You know what I mean? It's listen to that and listen to that roar and let it become louder and louder and louder and become the lioness or whatever spirit animal. You want to you know, channel yourself.
Fantastic. And I mean, as a mom, when your daughter looks at you and she sees all that you have done and all that you face, and also, you know, just your strength.
Thank you.
You know, more than anything, I mean, for your daughter, what is it that you want her to see and always remember when she thinks of my mom?
Strength. And she always says that to me, and that's important to me. And, you know, she'll come home and say, Mom, people say my bum's big, and I say, yes. Big, round and firm. Let's squat, girl. And then we squat in the kitchen and she's like, wow, we're strong black girls. And I'm like, yes, babe, we're strong black girls. So strength, honesty, just being earnest and genuine in who we are as black women. Because we have to set an example, you know. Our mothers had a different fight, which was our freedom, and I think with this freedom comes a great responsibility, but also a great freedom within the freedom to be. To be. And I think to be has to be a positive be, not a negative be or a hateful be.
Fantastic. I can see you doing that, squatting in the kitchen.
We do. I'm like, yeah, let's squat, and then we squat.
Thank you so very much, Nancy. People can, I mean, check your social media. You update all the time. I mean, where you're performing. I'm sure you're going to have one crazy, crazy busy, you know, end of year, but congratulations and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you here. Oh my gosh, we're going to an ad break. There's still so much more coming up on Trendz. Welcome back. You're still watching Trendz. So the slow turn of the economy into a positive direction has many effects that might not have the likes of a high-end fashion brand landing on our shores, right? But to take advantage of this upturn and add a new flavor to South African streetwear and sportswear, we do. Take a look at this package and you'll understand why.
When you think sportwear, you might, like most, think of practical, engineered gear to suit your gym needs. Enter Plain Sport to turn all your preconceived ideas on sportswear on its head.
Today, if you go to the gym or you want to do something casual, but still in an ambient of sports, in a sportive ambient, what do? You go to Nike, you go to Adidas, now maybe Under Armour, but that's it. He says, if they're making those billions, maybe there's a market to provide a certain client an alternative to those two brands, to have something more design-driven instead of marketing-driven. We don't want to be Nike, we don't want to be Adidas. We can't beat them on the performance way, but we can beat them on the designer-driven. And especially with the DNA that is incorporated in all the brands that we represent, which is Billionaire, Philip Plein and Plein Sports.
The world's first luxury sporting brand, the sportswear has definitely got fashion tongues wagging, not only for its cutting-edge style, but also for its very pricey gear. Definitely for the discerning buyer.
It's an answer to the guy who wants to go to the gym and doesn't want to look like everyone in the gym. He wants to stand out. So even if you didn't know Philip Plein, this brand speaks for itself. It's a standalone project. It has the DNA of Philip Plein, but it's like luxury, sportive, casual wear with a touch of street style. We don't want to. We have capsules of performance wear, where you can go and run in the park, but we don't want to compete with Nike and Adidas, because in that segment, they are stronger. What we want to do is give an alternative to a person who says, okay, I've been walking around in so many malls, in so many countries, and I see Nike and Adidas. I'm even a consumer of them, if I'm going to run. But it seems all the same. And with this, not only with the product, but if you look at the store, if you look at the concept of the store, which translate in fact luxury elements with raw elements of sweat and sports, yeah, it's unique and it stands out. And that's what we wanted to do.
Wow, I mean, for me, it's quite exciting that there's a range like this that has come to our shores. For me, primarily to help us step our game up. You know, there's a lot of South African brands that are under the big aware South African umbrella. You know, brands like Magents and so on. And for me, it's something to look at and say, hey, we can step our game up to this level, but at the same time, add some fresh swag for us to mess around with.
So if fashion is your addiction, you might want to check out if this edgy style is for you.
So they're a perfect must-have accessory to go with the perfect and stylish look. This summer, you all know I should be talking about shades because they add that final touch to your look. Now, but finding a pair of sunglasses that fit the shape of your face and style can be a little bit of a daunting task sometimes. So we went out as the Trendz team and got you a little bit of help to help you there so that come December, you are fly in all ways possible. Take a look.
We're here at the Safilo showroom in Johannesburg, and I'm with Managing Director for EMEA and Latin America, Mr. Kyriakos Kofinas, and we're here to discuss the latest trends when it comes to eyewear.
The season trend is basically focusing more on unconventional shapes, I would say.
Now, you know what they say, there is a shape of shade for every face shape. So we're going to go through a couple of shapes of shades for different faces. So let's start. What kind of sunglass shape should I wear for my face?
I think looking at your face, which is a nice, more squarish face, I would recommend to try the new Elisab Square sunglasses, please.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, really wonderful.
I love the detailing on these as well, very delicate.
That's a gold-plated palladium cut, very, very delicate and exclusive, just introduced actually in South Africa market. These are incredible because they have an incredible design on the lenses. You don't see it from inside, of course, you see them only from outside. They are quite minimal also. Long faces is better to try small size of shapes, which is also very much in fashion as well. It's coming from the retro, like this retro, yes, yes, like this retro, or I would say yes. Smaller, like this one.
Let me give those a try.
Yeah. Oh, that's gold. That's amazing also. With your colors, actually, because you know it's the shape of face, but it's also the colors, actually.
Yes.
Which also matter a lot.
Now for the perfect shaped face, the heart-shaped face, what would you suggest?
I would recommend to try this Marc Jacobs, which is an eye cut with burgundy color lenses, goldies and black, which is also the colors of you, I think. Great. I think that looks really very, very stylish and fashion real statement.
And I love the detailing on the side as well, which is really big this season. And is there a specific lens color that suits a specific skin tone or face shape, or can we wear whatever we want?
Well, the colors of the lenses is more a personal fashion statement, while the colors of the frames goes more with the color of the face. Okay. So I think it really goes a lot with the fashion, and because colors of lenses is a fashion statement.
And if I had to choose a classic pair that would last forever, what would you suggest? I
would recommend for a face also like you, that an eye cut is a classic, but also the round shapes are classic because they're coming also from the 90s, and this is a trend that it was in fashion and it will be in fashion as a classic frame and stain.
For many years to come.
For many years to come, yes.
If you ever need dancers, I'm your guy.
So you and Valentine are trying to change the game. Lockdown is out.
Do the right thing, Mips. Get out of whispering. If a word comes out your mouth about what you saw today, you'll join them.
So turn me up.
Wow, wow, wow. South African film is doing us proud all the time. And that's a latest one. It's a dance film titled Pop, Lock and Roll. It came out countrywide on the 29th of September. Why would you not know this, South Africans? But the film is about finding the strength to dance again despite life and its unexpected, twists and turns. The cast is led by avid hip-hop dancer and actor Isidingo's Maurice Page and singer-songwriter and actress Yasira Bells. Now, it features heart-stopping dance competitions accompanied by some of South Africa's best produced hip-hop and dance music. I'm now joined by one of the cast members, Taryn Albers, to tell us more about the film. Welcome to Trendz, Taryn.
Hi, how are you?
You can't greet me like that and look so gangster.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That's the high that I wanted. That's exactly what I was looking for.
How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
I'm good, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so there's lots to you, hey? Yeah. There's lots to you. There's this film. But of course, just your look. I wish we were that kind of show where we could say, just please stand up and turn around so everybody can see, You are, wow. You are basically
it's crazy, I know.
You are that chick.
Yes.
Welcome to Trendz. And let's talk
boom,
about
boom.
this film, though. But man, the tattoos.
Thank you. It's a lot, ne? I know.
It's a lot.
I got a new one, Dance Life, on my wrist.
What did your dad say?
Wow, hey, shame. He's just strong the whole time.
He must just be strong,
like,
Daddy. She's pursuing this thing 360 degrees. You're not even, you're doing the whole thing, head to toe. So tell us about Pop, Lock and Roll. It looks like it was a whole lot of fun.
Wow.
And we didn't know that Maurice can do that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, you're a dancer. Tell us about yourself, though. You've been dancing forever.
Wow, Pop, Lock and Roll is out now, as you said, 29th. I would encourage everyone to go and watch it. I'm actually going tonight to go and see it again.
Fantastic.
I love watching it.
Yeah.
We actually shot it last year this time, but there's been so much, how do you say, research. Yeah. 5 years of research before the movie was actually shot, and now it's out, and I'm so excited.
Fantastic.
We just want people to go out and see it.
And just watch it. And I was saying to you, the last time we had this big film that was about dance and South African culture, though, within dance, was a couple of years ago with Hear Me Move.
Yes.
Brilliant film. And here we are having another one. So I like the trend. It seems like the films are coming. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And we're showcasing,
I mean, we have to educate everybody, and not only in South Africa, but the world, because the world is looking to South Africa.
Yeah.
And especially within dance, there's so much root, culture and lifestyle within dance.
How did you get into dance as a kid?
Wow, I started dancing when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Started training when I was 9 years old. I was very young though, 4 years old.
Sure.
And ever since then, I've always been dancing. I mean, I knew at a young age, like when I was in high school, that I was gonna follow dance as a career.
Sure.
And even though people told me like,
yeah,
don't do it. I was like, no, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna focus my
Follow
energy
your passion and dance every time.
Because that's all I know. I've only ever danced in my whole life. Like I did a job. I was a receptionist for a week, and I couldn't do it. I was in my chair like dancing every day. I was like, I'm leaving. I quit. I'm gonna be a dancer, you know. And within that, joined a dance crew, Vintage, iconic dance crew.
Yeah.
We've made a name for ourselves, and later on turned the dance crew into a business called HOV Productions, where we do stage productions, train dancers.
That's great.
And ever since then, I mean, we've been growing the dance industry, and we want to put on the young kids, you know.
Yeah. Put them on.
Yes,
yeah,
not only to be dancers, but just to give them that inspiration to become whatever they want to be, you know.
Fantastic.
But the dance being
and then must look at you. And I mean, that's the thing. Get up on that stage and just dance like no one is watching. Thank you so very much. When does the film end at cinemas, do you know?
Well,
it doesn't matter when it ends. It's on
just
right now. People
now.
just go
New
and
Metro
watch it.
Yes.
All cinemas nationwide. Thank you so very much, Taryn. Pleasure
so
meeting
for having me.
You are so gangster. I love it. Okay, we are going to an ad break. But yeah, speaking of South African films, we have a trailer of a biopic I'm sure you'll want to see. It's the Oscar Pistorius story. Take a look.
I don't quit until I get what I want. You can be my personal angel while I train for the next Olympics.
I'm in this all the way with you, Papa.
Get out of my house! Stay where you are, don't stay!
Just tell me what happened. He's smothering you. He's acting like an insane person.
Prove to me that this is what you want, that you are worthy of me in this relationship.
I'm done.
Bring back, get back here!
He fired down. He's telling us a pack of lies.
It's the cold facts that make it a premeditated murder.
I truly loved her.
You're still watching Trendz. It's such an amazing day today. We have film, we have singers. Oh my gosh, so much music happening in South Africa. It's amazing. So right now, I'm joined by songstress Mpumi, famously known for her hit singles Yahweh and Samantha. And she has done it again by releasing a single titled Ilento. Now, the song is also on her 2016 album, The Rebirth of Mpumi. I'm here with her talking about her music, her career, where she's going to next. And she better perform at the end of this. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to have you again.
What a nice intro for me, thank you.
Yes. I love it when you're here because never mind, okay, I love seeing you here. Do you know how much noise I make in my car with your music?
Oh my God.
Because you cannot listen to Mpumi's music on low volume, guys.
No.
Like, it's
You've
just
got to
not...
just turn it up a
You know what
notch.
I mean?
Just a notch.
It's that, it just gives you that energy, like it's that kind of music.
Thank you so much.
So you're doing it again, girl?
I'm doing it again. I'm back here again. I had so much fun the last time I was here. So when I was asked to come here, I was like, yay, let's come. Yes.
Congratulations on your latest single. Tell us about it. And I mean, does it have a video or do we have...
It's got a video.
Okay.
I'm sure, it's somewhere there at the back. I'm sure they will play it. This one is called Ilento. It's my fourth single for on my album, The Birth of Mpumi. Yeah. And it was requested by the public, you know. You know, people go through the whole album and they're like, everywhere I went, they're like, Ilento. I was like, okay, cool. It was not supposed to be a single, but now that people...
What would you have liked to release next?
Yo, you know, I've got other songs because I'm such an emotional. This one is more of an easy feel, you know, dance, don't care much, you know. I've got other songs that are more emotional that I wanted to pour out my emotions.
I don't think people are ready for that.
People just want to dance. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, dance then, you know.
Yes, so just give us the dance. You know, South Africans, we love to sing, we love to dance. Fantastic. So the single, who is it? Who produced it? Who did you work with?
My management, Helen Productions. They have a producer who produced it. His name is DJ Active, and as part of the family, he's actually produced a lot of the songs that I have in my album.
Cool.
But over and above that, I mean, in the album, I've worked with other people, about Professor. Yeah, the list is endless.
The big names.
Big names.
The big names that get you nominations and things and get you touring all over the country. I mean, it's been an incredible ride, Mpumi, you know, from where you started off. And just when you look back now at your career, tell me like just one fond memory of a stage where you performed, or a place or a town, and you were just blown away by the support and the love, and people were just like, you were like the Beyonce for that day.
You know what? I'm very, very grateful. You know, I'm looking back at my first performance, a TV performance that I did. It was with Live Amp, and I was literally like this. I was so shy, I was so scared to just be myself, you know. And fast forward, I mean, I have shows outside of the country as well. I have shows in Angola, where people speak none of South African languages, but people
they
just
feel it.
They feel it,
and
you
that's
know?
the thing that I love about you, that a person feels your music.
Yes, when those venues pack up just to see me, and I'm really, really humbled by what God is doing through my music.
Fantastic. I want to see you perform. You look great.
Thank you so much.
I love this. I love this. People don't know, this chick actually looks so normal during the week. This is the Beyonce diva-ness coming out. Thank you, Bumi. Pleasure having you in studio once again. So the winners of the first official Dance Music Awards South Africa were announced on Thursday evening at a private ceremony at the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg. Now, nominees and winners were voted for online by the South African public since July, when the nominations were made. Take a look.
A first for South African DJs, the Dance Music Awards. The awards seek to recognize dance music DJs in the country and internationally, with an intention to also create a platform for aspiring artists. Black Coffee was the biggest winner of the night, walking away with 3 awards. The awards were an initiative by the Soul Candy record label.
The Dance Music Awards is about honouring dance culture in South Africa. So all the genres, all the DJs, all the producers, all the festivals, all the clubs, all amalgamated into one. So it's about celebrating black, white, everything that makes dance culture what it is in South Africa. That's what we're here to celebrate. It was the idea that we had in our minds to put something together that is a campaign that is fan-driven, that doesn't have a panel that has, you know, an agenda or SMS lines that you can buy votes and that kind of thing. So we basically come up with the idea of having the awards live digitally, and you know, it took us some time to eventually implement it, because we've been thinking about this since 2006.
Acclaimed international DJ Lars Berhenroth scooped the Best International DJ Award, while Julian Gomez took the Best Record of the Year award. An additional award, the Pioneers of House Award, which pays homage and gives recognition to a legendary dance artist, was also added to the list, and Black Coffee once again backed this award. For most of these DJs, this was the first recognition they ever received in their careers.
It's the first award I've ever received. I've been nominated for a few, best podcast, radio show, all that, but this is the first one I've ever received, yeah. I've been coming here once, twice a year since 2010. It's the best reception I get for whatever I do. It's the only place I get to do whatever I want to do.
I feel good, man. I'm feeling really good right now. I think mostly because this award is basically all run by the people. So people nominate, people vote. So the power is in the people's hands. So for me, it's just, you know, it's kind of special.
It's amazing, to be honest. It's a recognition of something.
And so, with that, we've come to the end of another great episode of Trendz. I am so happy to have had all that we've had today. Go out, buy Unati's CD, go and see the film, go and get Bumi's album as well. Oh my gosh, Edith Fincher's Polo, and also the Itemba Walkathon. Guys, it's been great. Enjoy your weekends. Goodbye. Bumi, take it away.
yeah.